Hello. So it's now Tuesday. I don't look much different from Monday, do I? I wonder why. Have I slept in my clothes? Not sure. Hmm. Today, I'm going to focus the assembly on our Lent promises, our challenges that we've been thinking about, that we were looking at in this booklet. Now, last week we were thinking about water, and this week the theme is thinking about um, plants and land and plants. And this week, the different challenges that you have are on Monday, so yesterday, but maybe this is something that we can do all the time, is get in touch with nature. Spend some time going outside and noticing any plants, trees, and wildlife. And I think that's the sort of thing that we do all the time. And actually, that is something we're going to be doing more of in the future. On Tuesday, so today, find out how trees help the planet. See, it says trees do so much to support other life around them, people, animals, and plants. Research the different ways that they do this. So have a think, or maybe just a chat about what do plants do, what do trees do to help everybody else. Wednesday, save paper. Again, this is something that we always need to think about, saving paper, which helps to save trees. So you have recycling bins in your classrooms, and you need to make sure that we put the paper in those recycling bins so that it can be reused, recycled. On Thursday, think very much about those people who are leading action on the environment. So people who work for charities, who help other people to tackle climate change and to make things better in the world. On Friday, it says prune your stuff. Sharing and reusing things is good for the environment. Do you have unwanted things like toys or games that you could give to a friend or donate to a charity shop? So again, these are all things that we think about all of the time. And at the weekend, it tells us to remember to take a break. Now we'll think more about what's happening at the weekend later on in the week. So I was thinking, what story could I read you today that had something to do with trees? And I turned to my trusty Storyteller Bible, and I have the story that comes after the story I read the other week. I read the story of In the Beginning. And this story is called A Sad Day. Now, it was a bit of a sad day, but we can take important messages from it. Welcome to my world, God said to Adam. It's good, isn't it? Welcome to my garden, God said to Eve. This is the most beautiful place of all, and I want it to be your home. Take care of the animals for me. Take care of the plants, and eat whatever you like. There are plenty of trees to pick from. Adam and Eve didn't know what to say. They looked at the garden. They looked at each other, and then they smiled, the world's first smile. Life was going to be perfect here, just perfect. There's just one more thing, God said. Do you see that tree over there? The one in the middle of the garden? Well, the fruit on that tree is not good for you. If you eat it, you will make me very unhappy, and you will have to leave this beautiful place. Adam and Eve looked at each other again. With so many trees to choose from, that hardly seemed to be a problem. And for a long time they were content with soft, juicy pears, sweet, thick-skinned oranges, and round, ripe melons. Then, one day, the serpent came to visit. Tell me, the serpent said to Eve, which trees are you allowed to eat from? Every tree, Eve smiled, except the one in the middle of the garden. Oh, said the crafty serpent, and why is that? Because it would make God unhappy, Eve answered, and we would have to leave this beautiful place. Ridiculous, laughed the serpent. God doesn't want you to eat that fruit because he knows it would make you as clever as him. You know all about being good, but God has told you nothing about what it means to be bad. Eat the fruit, and you will know all about that too. Eve thought that the fruit looked delicious. She had sometimes wondered what it tasted like, and it wasn't really fair of God to keep things from them. So she picked a piece and took a bite and gave Adam a taste as well. And right away they discovered what it meant to do something bad. Their stomachs churned with guilt. Their faces turned red with shame, and instead of running to meet God when he next visited the garden, they ran away to hide. I know what you've done, God called out sadly. Now you will have to leave this beautiful place. Goodbye, God said to Adam. From now on, you will have to scratch at the earth for the food you eat. Goodbye, God said to Eve. Your life will be hard too. And when your lives end, God said finally, you will go back to the ground from which you came. Adam and Eve looked at each other, and they walked sadly out of the garden. They had learned what it meant to be bad, and they had changed God's good world forever. So it is a bit of a sad story, but there are some important lessons that we can learn from this story. That sometimes we can be tempted to make bad choices, and we have to try and resist. We have to try and stop ourselves from making those bad choices. Because even though the fruit on the tree might look amazing, that choice might look like it's a great choice, there might be some bad consequences, some bad things might happen. So we need to remember to make good choices. And that garden, the Garden of Eden, was that beautiful place where Adam and Eve could enjoy all of the plants and the animals that were around, just like we can enjoy all of the plants and animals that are around us. So let's help us to remember that. So if you can put your hands together and close your eyes, we'll say a prayer. Dear God, thank you for land and nature. Thank you for all the beautiful trees, plants, flowers, and animals around us. Help us to appreciate them and make good choices. Amen. Okay, that's all for today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.